turn myself into a pickle, Morty!
I am in great pain. Please help me.
I'm Pickle Rick!
We're all gonna die, don't you understand?
I'm Pickle Rick!
Nobody exists on purpose. Nobody belongs anywhere. Everybody's gonna die.
(1998). McDonald's introduced a new type of dipping sauce as a promotional tie-in with the release of the animated Disney movie, Mulan. A spicy chicken nugget sauce named after the Chinese province, Szechuan.
Check it out, guys. It's Trevor James.
The promotion ran for a limited time from June 16th to July 2nd and was supported by commercials advertising the promotional tie-in.
Can somebody say McDonald's?
The sauce then dipped into obscurity, returning home back to China, never to be seen again.
History became legend. Legend became myth.
But 19 years later, it returned. And people were excited. A few dozen people all around America were standing outside McDonald's in the middle of the night, just waiting for the release. People in San Francisco set up a projector that was playing Rick and Morty on the side of McDonald's, whilst others brought their guitars to keep people entertained. But even with 14 hours to wait, they were happy knowing that they'd be the first to get the sauce.
We're calling about the Szechuan sauce.
We only have 10 sauces and I already have 2 people waiting and they're gonna wait overnight, so...
We better come there today.
Some people had been there for hours already, just to make sure that they'd be the first in line.
Got here at a time that I'm not gonna mention. It's a little bit too early.
They received many weird looks from other customers and staff members, and even made their own signs letting people know that the line starts there. So why, after 19 years, was McDonald's finally bringing back Szechuan sauce? Well, it all comes down to Rick and Morty. In 2017, Rick and Morty was at the height of its popularity. During the wait between season 2 and 3, Rick and Morty had become one of the biggest pop culture icons in the 21st century.
So you like Rick and Morty, huh? Wubba lubba dub dub.
Fans have been waiting for over 2 years for the next season, and the hype for season 3 was bigger than most shows could ever dream of.
Tune in to Rick and Morty season 3 in like a year and a half or longer.
The fan base had become so huge that it had taken on a life of its own outside the show, but people had no idea how far it'd go. And then, on April Fool's Day 2017, without warning, the first episode dropped. But during that episode, Rick mentioned something.
Welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order? Yeah, I'd like to get a 10-piece McNugget and a bunch of the Szechuan sauce.
After the episode, fans were curious about the sauce. Most of them weren't even alive when Mulan was first released, and hadn't even tried it.
Oh, that looks good!
But they knew they wanted to. Talk about Szechuan sauce began to spread online, and Rick and Morty even tweeted at McDonald's telling them to call them. But over at McDonald's HQ, word was beginning to spread too. Whispers in the corridors about a long-forgotten sauce.
I've never even heard of Szechuan sauce.
I've never even eaten McDonald's before.
Finally, after much thought, the McDonald's PR team drafted up a reply to Rick and Morty. McNubba-lubba-dub-dub. And with that, the fates were sealed. The internet erupted with people asking for McDonald's to bring back Szechuan sauce. People were making their own sauce and posting recipes online, and a petition was obviously started with 38,000 people signing it. And some people even speculated that McDonald's would bring it back with the release of the new live-action Mulan film. Hundreds of teenagers were waking up now.
And this is the only day we can get the Szechuan sauce!
Good morning. It's 3:11. I'm on my way to LA. I'm tired.
Your destination is on the left.
Look at all these nerds.
But their journey was just beginning.
3 in the morning right now. We're on an adventure.
Back with the smartest people in the universe that had arrived the day before, temperatures were dropping and so were their moods. The realization of how long was left was setting in. McDonald's staff began bringing out free coffee for the few people that were there, but slowly, more fans began arriving, adding their names to the homemade queue list and setting up camp at the back of the line. Some people were even driving down from Canada just to get the sauce.
We live in Canada, and there were, of course, no McDonald's in Canada that were participating. There's something that kind of gets your adrenaline going about leaving across the U.S. border at 3:30 in the morning to drive 4 hours to try a McDonald's sauce.
Not long after the first episode aired, an original packet from 1998 was posted for sale on eBay, where it had 187 people bidding on it. The seller found it in a really old car and was hoping to sell it to someone that would eat it rather than a collector.
So good and tasty.
But the single packet ended up selling for over $14,000. And with that much money up for grabs, McDonald's knew they had to do something. Bringing back the sauce became their #1 priority, and they sent McDonald's corporate chef Mike Horax to track down the old recipe. Back outside McDonald's, the sun was finally beginning to rise, and the intellectual gamers had survived the night.
It's like 6 a.m. and they don't start giving stuff away till 2.
The lines were starting to actually get longer now, and the people that were just arriving had no idea what they were up against.
So I wake up that morning, and there's no guarantee that people are going to be excited, but one of the first things that I woke to was just a text from a colleague who said, "Hey, I have people lining up outside my restaurants in Phoenix." And then somebody else said, "Here's a video just showing people lined up down the street in New York." And then the text kept coming in. And it was at that point that I began to worry.
The day before the release of episode 2, Rick and Morty creator Justin Roiland posted to Twitter a hard plastic briefcase with a single bottle of sauce inside, a gift from McDonald's for the release of the new season. Fans went crazy, now knowing that a stockpile of sauce existed somewhere. The next day, McDonald's tweeted a picture of 3 more bottles of Szechuan sauce, stating that fans had a chance to win a bottle. McDonald's then had a 2-hour live stream on Twitter with a hidden code to retweet, and 3 people won the sauce. One person sold it to Deadmau5 for over $15,000, who shared it with his fans at a concert.
This is about 15 grand of shitty Szechuan sauce right here. I like what you got. Good job.
The second winner opened his and shared it around with friends and YouTubers, and then tried to sell the rest on eBay. And the last one sold theirs for over $25,000 to a collector that has kept it sealed. Queues by now are in the hundreds. McDonald's staff was stunned by the turnout. Whilst the smartest of the intellectuals brought umbrellas and tents to protect themselves from the heat, the rest were left out to fry. Some McDonald's locations handed out tickets to the first in line that would guarantee them a sauce or poster. But every minute, more and more people joined the line to get the sauce.
What time did you guys get here?
4:30 a.m.
4:30 a.m.
McDonald's had announced on Twitter that they'd be bringing back the sauce
McDonald's used to have Szechuan sauce
for one day only, while stocks last. But no one knew how much stock there was.
Show me what you got.
Even the website said really limited.
But just for one day, and only in select restaurants.
The sauce would be going on sale at 2 p.m. and only at participating restaurants. But just because your local store was on the list did not mean it had the sauce. That only meant they had posters or stickers. You actually had to go to the stores that had the Szechuan available icon next to it. So people were searching up their local stores, seeing the name on the list, and heading to the wrong store.
McDonald's is bringing back Szechuan sauce.
I know you're
thanks
excited.
to fans of the sci-fi sitcom Rick and Morty.
The internet erupted with excitement.
I want that Mulan McNugget sauce, Morty.
People were finally able to try the infamous Szechuan sauce. All they had to do was be the first one there.
And if you're wondering who Rick and Morty are, you're not alone.
I have no idea.
No.
What? Somebody said, do you know?
Yeah, it's a great show.
By midday, thousands of people were standing outside McDonald's. From New York to LA, any store that was participating had a giant line waiting outside of it. Parents with their kids, teenagers with their friends, and even adults with too much free time.
Lick my balls!
Onlookers were baffled by the queues.
You people are really sick.
Yeah,
we're dedicated.
Let's let that happen.
A real sick commentary on this country.
We have a Szechuan sauce here.
What, line for Szechuan sauce?
Line for Szechuan sauce.
All right.
And rumors started to spread that stores only had 20 packets each.
We heard a rumor that there's only 18 packets?
How much sauce we got?
20.
20 sauce for everyone here!
But that didn't stop anybody. People were still arriving and joining the back of the lines. Back at the front of the line, people were starting to get hostile. They still had a chance of getting it and weren't about to let anybody push in. Even the guy that won the original bottle of sauce was there, and he brought his sauce with him. By this point, McDonald's execs knew things were going bad.
You're fired. Oh no, something has gone very, very wrong here.
Staff workers have been phoning their bosses since early hours in the morning, letting them know that people were already waiting. And by 12 o'clock, they knew that a lot of fans were going to be disappointed.
We're going to disappoint a lot of people. How does my crew and my people deal with the customers that are going to be really frustrated? This is going to be hard on them when I didn't prep them for it.
While some store owners came down to help out and organize things better, others left it to the workers to figure out what to do.
One of our franchisees was locked in her cooler in her restaurant for about 8 hours.
Something smells like stanky coming from the freezer.
And she couldn't get out because there were such crowds at the restaurant.
The wait was finally over. 2 p.m. hit and everybody cheered.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
McDonald's began letting customers into the store and people began pushing trying to get inside. Hundreds of people had crammed into McDonald's now and were trying to get served. While some stores had customers forming a line at the counter, others were a free-for-all. In LA, McDonald's staff were waiting for local news to arrive before handing out tickets, and everyone at the back of the line started to surround the entrance. But some people that didn't want to wait in the line decided to slip around the back entrance into the store.
You son of a bitch, I'm in!
So whilst everyone was arguing at the front of the entrance, the line cutters were already getting served inside. Customers that successfully purchased the sauce got out of there as soon as possible. Everybody else was desperately trying to get to the front. Packets were being stolen from over the counter, customers with tickets were being ignored, and McDonald's staff had no control over the situation. But as fast as the sauce went on sale, it was over. Within minutes, the stores were reporting to be sold out.
I don't have no more tickets. No sauce, no poster.
And with thousands of people waiting, tensions boiled over and people got angry.
This is rickety wrecked, yo. I want a little sauce here.
Fights broke out, stores full of customers chanting in unison for sauce.
Szechuan sauce! We want sauce! We want sauce! Szechuan sauce! Szechuan sauce! Szechuan sauce!
Even the guy that was first in line at the LA store had been waiting for over 24 hours, never even received a packet.
I was the first person here at 1:30 p.m. yesterday. I've been here for 24 hours, and I was kind.
I am salty! I am so salty.
We're pretty angry. We thought we would at least get a poster, but we didn't know it was that you can get both.
Was it worth it?
Totally worth it. It was just fun to be here and met a lot of great people, and I was hanging with my son, so totally worth it. Stupid, but worth it.
Was it worth the wait?
Probably not, no.
And reports of someone being stabbed began circling, but they all led back to a single Snapchat picture, so it probably didn't happen. McDonald's workers tried telling people that it was sold out, but their statements fell on deaf ears.
Everyone else, I'm sorry. Let's go.
So there's no more posters, no more sauce. We had people here since 6 o'clock this morning. But you were supposed to start at 2, so yeah.
People didn't believe it.
So you guys think that they secretly have more in back?
Yeah.
Police arrived to try and control the situation. Even police helicopters were flying overhead. And when one McDonald's worker got on the police bullhorn to explain the situation, the crowd turned on her.
Hi guys, unfortunately there's no more sauce. We're shutting down the restaurant.
We want the sauce. There's nothing more important than sauce.
Even if I have to wait 9 seasons. I'm fucking getting my sauce.
Szechuan sauce! Szechuan sauce! Szechuan sauce! Szechuan sauce! Szechuan sauce!
Eventually, they closed the store and police made everyone disperse.
I don't know what happened.
Oh, depressed.
While some sauce winners got out of there as fast as they could, Others decided to share theirs with the less fortunate. Some people decided to sell their packets to the highest bidder. Others ripped their sauce packets open and dove straight back into the crowd. And this one guy was selling pre-dunked nuggets for $10 a pop. While another guy decided to splat his on the ground in front of everybody so nobody could get any. The one guy that won the big bottle of sauce felt so bad that he actually started feeding everyone around him like a modern day Jesus.
I was looking around and I'm going, there's probably like 1,000 people here right now, and there are little kids and everything. I don't want to see anybody disappointed. I've got an opportunity here. I could really make people's day. Why don't we go ahead and do this? People were smiling from ear to ear when they knew and found out that I was sitting there and doing what I was doing. I didn't get to serve every single person, but we did kind of count it out, and in total, I think it was about 250 people ended up getting to try the sauce.
Back at McDonald's HQ, the PR team was in panic mode. The phones were blowing up with angry customers sending them threatening messages. Mike Harax, who had become the face of the re-release, was receiving a barrage of hate online.
Where is my Szechuan sauce, you bald? Go drink bleach. You are definitely not a real chef and probably not even named Mike. You better personally pay me back for the time I wasted not getting the sauce. I recommend never showing your face in public again. I hate you from the bottom of my heart, you bald-bearded.
Protesters started to form outside McDonald's now, people holding up picket signs.
And they sat here the entire time and waited.
Okay. So that's what we share with our viewers and our followers.
Many people are in denial that the sauce was sold out.
I don't think it's cost effective for McDonald's to have 15 only per store.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
Conspiracies began to spread that McDonald's still had more sauce.
You know what I think? I think it's an inside job. I think the employees stole it.
I bet some McDonald's employees took it though.
Some people thought it was a PR stunt, whilst others thought staff members were holding onto it to sell later on eBay.
Stop lying! Stop lying! You have the sauces. Stop lying.
But people were still arriving, expecting to get there at 2 p.m. and get their sauce.
No sauce. You don't have it? No. No sauce.
But slowly, the realization that they wouldn't be getting any started to kick in, and disappointed fans began the long journey home. While some decided to eat at different fast food restaurants out of spite, others took to social media to air their grievances. Justin Roiland posted to Twitter stating he had nothing to do with the campaign, and they weren't happy with how it was handled. And McDonald's made a post apologizing for disappointing so many people and promised to make it right.
To our customers and Szechuan sauce lovers, yesterday we were truly humbled by the amazing curiosity, passion, and energy. Not cool. Plan to deliver on that promise as soon as possible. Stay tuned. Your friends at McDonald's.
A few days after the release, a video began to spread online of an angry Rick and Morty fan having a tantrum over not receiving any sauce.
I'm Pickle Rick! Wubba-lubba-dub-dub! I'm Pickle Rick! 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 I'm Pickle Rick!
But even though the video was made to make fun of childish Rick and Morty fans, the video creator suddenly became the face of everything wrong with the Rick and Morty fan base.
This guy freaked out when his local McDonald's didn't have any of the precious sauce left.
But over the next few days, hundreds of packets began to spring up on eBay, and every posting had hundreds of people bidding on it, sending prices through the roof, generating even more speculation that staff workers had been stealing it. The sauce had become so valuable online that somebody even traded theirs for a car. Listings for 0.5 milligram of sauce were being sold for $60, empty packets, labels, chicken boxes, framed photographs of the sauce, and somebody even bought this. But eventually, the excitement around Szechuan sauce faded, and the sauce was forgotten about once again. McDonald's re-released the sauce in February 2018 with over 20 million packets available, killing off any demand for the product. People tried to create hype around it.
I want 250.
Oh yeah, we should be able to do that.
But with so much available, everybody finally got to try the famous Rick and Morty meme sauce.
It's okay.
And the Szechuan sauce riots of 2017 were over.